Assalamualaikum, bertemu kembali. Kita sambung semula dengan soalan yang keempat. A quadratic equation 4x squared plus b equal to 3 bracket 2x minus 1 has no real roots from the range of values of p. Okay, this calls for quadratic equations. Okay, let me just work it out on a different piece of paper. We'll cut out this portion of the question and move it somewhere else, because I don't think I will ever have enough space in this area. Okay, move it here. Okay, let's do this. 4x squared minus plus b is equal to 3 2x minus 1. Let's go and rearrange this first. So 4x squared plus b is equal to 6x minus 3. Okay, let's move everything else to the left and left only 0 on the right hand side of the equation. So 4x squared minus 6x plus b minus 3 is equal to 0. Okay, if you notice the typical the formation or the formats of a quadratic equation, then you find that it is this format: ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0. So this is the standard format of a quadratic equation. Okay, and if you want to find roots, how do we normally do it? We use quadratic equation formula, which is negative b squared plus minus b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Okay, if we solve this, then we can get the roots. But in this case, this equation has no real root. So what does it mean? Let's take a look back at this equation, shall we? This equation here is very critical. You know why? Especially the items inside here, the one that I bracket in red. Reason being, if the equation is to have any real roots at all, then the value of the term in the bracket, red bracket, must be positive. That term is called it is called determinant. Right, this one, the equation, part of the equation that is very, very important. It is called determinant. If this value is greater than 0 or equal to 0, then the equation is going to have real roots. Or otherwise, if it's less than 0, it has no real roots. Okay, does it make sense? Because if it's negative, then you cannot find any value of the square root of a negative value. Okay, let's move on. Then what is determinant for the equation of this equation? What is the determinants? The determinants is negative b squared, then negative 6 squared minus 4ac. 4a is 4, c is p minus 3. Okay, the whole thing here is c, and this determinant has to be less than 0 for it to has no real roots. Okay, let's go and solve this. Minus 6 squared is 36, minus 16 p minus 3 less than 0. Then 36 minus 16p plus 16 times 3 is, you can use your own calculator, 48. Okay. All right, and then 36 plus 48. 36 plus 48 is 84. Then it's going to be 16p plus 84 less than 0. Okay, I noticed a mistake that's being done in this working earlier. Minus 3 over here, this minus 3, if you transfer it to the left, then become plus 3. So I need to make a correction here. This is plus 3. This is plus 3. And then this will become minus. And this value will be totally different. Okay. Then 36 minus 48 is minus 12. So if you want to change the sign, we have minus sign there in the last line. So if you want to change it to become 16p plus 12, then we need to change the sign from less than to become greater than 0. Okay, so 16p is greater than minus 12, so p is greater than minus 12 over 16. Then p is greater than, can we simplify 12, 16? Yes, minus 3 over 4. So that is the answer to the question. Cool. So let's move on to the next question. Okay, diagram 5 shows the, let me check whether or not there's any more question here. Number 5 now. That's it. Number 5, diagram 5 shows the graph of quadratic function fx equal to minus bracket x minus b squared plus c with the minimum point, maximum point at b 3, 5. The straight line AC is parallel to the x-axis. A, find the value k, and B, find the equation of the curve in the form R. Find the equation of the curve in the form of y equal to, so what it means is that we are trying to find the value of B and C. Okay, area of interest. Well, let me just go and copy this into a separate paper. Okay, let's put it somewhere here. All right. Okay, we have maximum point here, and interestingly enough, the format of the equation has been put in this way, in what we call completing the square format. What it means is that C is the maximum point. Okay, the fx is maximum at x equal to b. So that's what it means. So now we are trying to find the value of k. That's the first question, the value of k. Okay, we can disregard all those mathematical formula first. Let's take a look at a simple way to figure out the value of k. See, the line, the dotted line I put there is a symmetrical line, which basically means to say that the left hand side of the curve is actually equal to the right hand side of the symmetry line. That means the distance here and the distance here is the same. Oops, Okay, until here only. Or let me just redraw that. If I draw a dotted line from that point, then okay, the distance there, and this is the midpoint. So if it's a midpoint, then if you can still remember lessons learned in Form 2 in PMR, okay, if that the average of the x coordinate will become the x coordinate of the midpoint, as well as the average of the y coordinate will become the y coordinate of the midpoint. Then this point A here is the coordinate is 0, -4. Do you know how I figured that out? Because it falls on the fx axis, and then the x coordinate must be 0, and it is parallel with the x axis, so it must be equal to -4 coordinate of the point C. Okay, so K, so the midpoint, say if the midpoint is well, the midpoint, we know the coordinate, right? The coordinate is 3, -4. Let's take a look only at the x coordinate, because we want to find value K. We just take a look at the x coordinate of the 3 points A, C, and the midpoint, and find the value of the average. The value of the average is 0. This is for A. Let me just delete this for one. Okay, midpoint M. Let me just give it a name, M. Midpoint M, 3, -4. 2 points A, 0, -4, and C, which is K, -4. As such, x coordinate average 0 plus K over 2 is actually equal to 3, right? Then 0 is nothing, so K is 2 times 3, 6. So that is the answer for the value K. And then B, actually the value of K can be even determined visually, right? Because of the distance here, the one that I showed here is 3 unit, and this is also 3 unit, right? So then if you want to find the value of K, then just add 3 to coordinate x, which is 3, then it becomes 6. But in answer format, we need to put in a mathematical format. B. Okay, we need to find the equation of the curve in the format, the completing the square format. So we need to find the value of B and C. As I mentioned earlier, the maximum point B, maximum point B is 3, 5. Okay, maximum point. Then let me just move down a little bit. Then fx is 5 when x is equal to 3. So when fx is 5, which means let me just put the equation here so that I can see it clearly. Okay, that's if you want to write the answer, you need to make sure that you communicate well with the examiner so that you can get maximum point available. So you need to be really cautious here. Okay. As such, not y, yeah, just y. Then y is equal to c when x equal to b. Then when equal to b, then y is equal to 0 plus c. Okay, and as such, c is equal to 5. That's the maximum point, right? And let's move down. I cannot move it down. B then is equal to 3. Okay, taking from here, and then the formula, the format is y is equal to minus x minus 3 squared plus 5. So this is the final answer. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Number 6. Find the range of values. Okay. Let's move again. Let's move it somewhere else. Whenever we see a problem, spend some time understanding the problem and then strategize on how to answer it. And that, that will be really rewarding when you are sitting in an examination. Alright, let's move on. Find the range of values of x for, alright, just write it down there. Write down the equation x minus 6 less or equal to 27. Then x squared minus 6x minus 27 is less than equal to 0. So I want to draw a chart. Let fx equal to x squared minus 6x minus 27. Then we can factorize this equation, which is x, and what times what become 27, and that the difference should be also minus 6, so I guess it's gonna be 9 and 3. Okay, and this should be minus 9, this should be positive 3. Let's try it out. X with x is x squared, and then x with 3x, and then minus 9x, that will become minus 6x, and then minus 9 multiplied with 3, then become minus 27. So this is correct. So if I just sketch a graph of fx versus x, then I can then it intercept at points minus 3 and 0.9, because that's the root of the equation. And because this is coefficient of x squared is positive, and this is positive, quotient of x squared is positive, so it's a smiley face graph. So it will be like this. It goes through here. Okay, roughly. So that is going to be the curve of the equation. And because the area that we interested is anything that is lower than 0, it is this area. Okay, then we know that the range of x is going to be x greater than minus 3 and less than or equal to 9. Okay, that is the answer to this question. It looks like the duration of the video is already close to 20 minutes, so I will conclude this video for now. I will continue with question number 7 in the next video, part 3 of the video. Okay, see you.